Howdy, Sailor the Piperman, Piper the Sailor Man, coming to you late night. Was watching the elections, and for the first time, New York elected a socialist Democrat, communist, God knows what else. Well, I no longer live there, so. I wonder what he's got to do. But I didn't come here to talk about the elections. See this pipe? You guys that know freehand, the greatest maker of freehand pipes is Nording. Got the N right on top. Without a doubt. He's gotten his art down to a specific model length. It's ergonomics. You can put it in your teeth, bite on it. I met Eric Nording in 1996 in the city, New York. He came by with a whole lot of free hands, and usually sends him, but he came. I guess he was doing a tour and going to the Tobbacconist convention or something like that. He came and brought his son. I walked in early in the morning. He was already there, looking at the Don Carlos, looking at Master de Paja blends, and he was very studious. He had some coffee, I remember. At the time, I didn't know who he was. I knew of his pipes because I sold them, but I didn't know him personally. You know, I didn't even know what he looked like. Remember, there was no internet service. There was no way of doing research. Just some of the books I read. I read all the Tobbacconist book of the period. Peterson put out a book on them. Gene Hacker, the Tobbacconist, and a couple other books I read. But most of the things you learn by other people and actually meeting the people and the sales reps and things like that. So he shows up, really nice guy, and you were talking. People started coming in, wanting to see Nording. And people started coming in about 10, and he was selling. They were watching his display, and a lot of people began buying his pipes, and it was quite interesting. I said, I see people buying this pipe, but I never see him smoking them around town. The smoking laws were quite different then. Maybe one or two lawyers, but no working class people. And so we got to talking, and he asked him, who sells the most of my pipes? And the manager pointed out, see that gentleman right there? He's got something with your pipes. He likes Danish pipes. He likes all the pipe makers from Danish. So he came over and asked me who I was and stuff, and I told him. And he asked me, why do you like my pipe? I said, it's because I like the briar you use. That Grecian Plateau briar. He asked me, what do you know about Grecian Plateau briar? So first of all, they're hard to get. Second of all, they come from places like Sardinia and Corsica and Macedonia. And so we began talking, and he invited me. It was lunchtime. And he invited me to go out drinking. So we went out, had a couple of beer. I like beer. I had a Meisterbrow. I guess he had a regular Sam Adams beer. We were talking. And then he started drinking liqueur. Now, Norton was a very rugged guy. And some of that Viking spirit came out of him, and he began pushing on me, talking to me, but pushing on me, very animated. And I had no idea he was like that, buddy, and, some guys get like that I was in the military. And then I found out he was in the military also, so he gave me a pipe. One thing to led to another, and some jackass walks in. He starts downing me in front of Norton. Oh, he's nothing. He's this and that. The guy all the time had it out for me. He was a good customer. But that day, I don't know what got into him. He just started reaming on me, getting on me. And oh, he's a punk. He was telling the guys I was a punk, right? Then he mentioned my wife. I said, excuse me? He mentioned my wife's name. I said, excuse me? I said, listen, I'm a man. I'm a veteran, too. And he didn't believe I was a veteran. So Norton had gone with the boss to the business office. And he was there, and he kept it up. I said, you keep it up. You're going to find out who I am. And he thought because he was a good customer that he could say whatever he wanted to say to people. Nobody was gonna. And he said something that really got under my skin. And that said, step outside. Step outside. I'm gonna lose my job, but step outside. And I started putting up. We wore ties and shirts. I put on my tie. You're gonna find out who I am now. He thought I was kidding, and he pointed to the manager. I'll tell you, manager. This grown guy in his 40s going to my manager. I said, we're going to go outside now. That's it. I've had it with you. I'm tired of you coming in here talking and think you could talk to me any way I want because I work here in customer services. And I was a tobacconist. And I think he was jealous of the knowledge that I had and the people that I knew and stuff like that. So they called the office and they told the old man, Mr. Melendi. And Mr. Melendi comes down with Norton. And they said, what's going on? What's going on? Miguel's going to get into a fight. He go, Miguel, the kid that you was with, that you guys went out to drink and everything, some customers. So Mr. Melendi comes in and he goes and talks to Mr. Melendi. I said, you talking to a man right there. You talking to a veteran. You don't talk to a veteran like that. You don't talk to one of my workers like that. He's calling you out. And Mr. Millennials, these old time guys from the 1930s and 40s, you call out a guy, you're gonna have to fight. And I told Mr. Melendi, I'm gonna lose my job, but I'm gonna go outside the store and I'm gonna kick his ass. I'm gonna do him in. So I step outside, and the place is just crowded. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And you see all the lawyers and doctors, and I said, what? And Mr. Melinda yells out, yeah, we're going to have a fight. We're going to have a fight. So all the customers come out, and we're all in front of the store. And they make a big ring. You know, Mr. Melinda is like, he's like Ray Arbacker, that type of guy with a cigar in his mouth all the time. So he go ahead, Miguel. You're not gonna lose your job. Take care of business like a man should. So I get out there, and the guy was like hesitant, like, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing. So he comes out there, and I put up my hand. It was gonna be a square off, just him and me just going at it, old time, nothing fancy, just you punch me, I'm gonna punch you, we're gonna have it out. And people were putting bets. People were betting, man. Yeah, I put $10 on it, $10 like that, and it got real. And people were with cigars in their mouth. And before you know it, the whole street is lit up with people with cigars, and people were coming. This was on Avenue of the Americas. If you know New York, it gets crowded, and people started coming, what's going on? What's going on? And the cop came, what's going on? Mr. Melendi knew the cop. He could stand right here, stand right here. You can watch my boy. He called me his boy. He gonna duke it out. He's a veteran. This guy called him out. Customer. You're not afraid of using the customer? Oh, hell no, man. I do the same thing back in the days when he was young. So I get up there, and the guy was, man, he threw his right hand, I blocked it, then I came with a Tyson uppercut, man. I floored him. Wham, one punch. Floored him, man. And while he was down, I felt like hitting him. But when I saw that his lip was all busted up, I mean, one punch, I forgot how strong I was, In the military, I was a really strong guy. I used to bench press 300 or something pounds, and I deadlifted a lot of weights. I was really strong. So when I just got sick and tired, when he went like this, I let him swing once, and I came around and hit him with that right hook on his jaw. It just busted. His glasses went. Now, how you gonna fight with glasses? His glasses went fine. He was all bloody up. My shirt got bloodied up. And he was on the floor. And he looks around like this. And he goes, no more, no more, no more. And I said, get up. So I helped him up. It says, apologize. Mr. Melendi, you better apologize to him, or I'm going to tell him to hit you again. So he apologized. I'm sorry. This like this. No. I said, listen, man, I'm a man just like you. I got a wife. I got kids. I almost lost my job because of you. And then the funny thing is, everybody goes back into everybody that was out there goes back into the store. And people started buying more cigars. And there was a guy named Bert Sugar who happened to walk in. Bert Sugar was a boxing analyst at the time. He was alive back then, always with a cigar in his mouth. And he walks in, and he goes, and Mr. Melendi goes, you missed it, Bert. I said, what? My boy was handling business. He says, what? Who? Him. He looks at me, he goes, yeah, he looked pretty strong. And if people were saying what happened, it's just, And one thing led to another. Before the sales went up, man, people were buying, people were talking, people were drinking, people went out and got drinks, came back in, and me and the guy were just standing there. I said, look, man, I'm sorry I had to hit you, but, and it was like the whole thing turned into this big crowd, man. People were outside coming in, buying cigars, smoking cigars all over the place, you know? And it ended up being like a small cigar conference. People were smoking cigars. Yeah, man, he hit him with that right hook and knocked him down. And it was like, and then you got people that hyperbole, you know, they exaggerate. People will exaggerate. Yeah, he threw 2 punches and he threw 3 punches. It was just 2 punches. The guy threw one and I threw one. Before you know, by the end of the day, it was like they started acting like it was a drag out fight, and people were coming in and people want to know what's going on in here. Why there's so many people? Henry Winkler came in, and this guy, the lead singer, David Ruff, came in that knew me. And all the people were surprised. Hey, he said, yeah, Miguel was in a scrap, man. You know how to take care of business. And David Lee Roth was a karate guy. He goes, Miguel, you need any help? I'm like, nah, I'm fine. We're just talking here. This is what happened. No, nothing. We're buddies now. You know, we understand. You know, give me back my respect. He goes, really, man? I missed this stuff and people were smoking cigars. I swear the place holds like, the most it could hold like 50 people. There was like 150 people in the joint, and the smoke was like, I don't know if you've been to the old Madison Square Garden where people were able to light up a cigar and the smoke comes down to eye level. That's how much smoke was in that place, man. And people were smoking cigars. Mr. Melendez said, I got to put you to fight again. If you're going to bring these amount of people into the shop, because he was like ching 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 ching. He was behind the register and people buying cigars. Yeah, my boy, you know, he was doing it. They were telling the stories, and there was a lot of Irish and Italian people in the store, customers, and they like a good old time scrap, and they were just bugging out, man. And that's my little story of the time. But as a tobacconist, I had to throw down, man. You don't get my respect. This is Sailor the Piperman, Piper the Sailorman signing out.